Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Attica, Ohio, here at Seneca East Tigers Field. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you. You're tuned in here on the pregame show, brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, and we are actually joining a game that is in progress, as they got an early start on us today, and started about 3 minutes earlier, and we got bases loaded situation here with just one out here in the top of the first inning with Cameron Moyer at the plate for the Calvert Senecas. Calvert versus Seneca East here. It's a non-conference matchup and our first baseball broadcast of the year. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. Throw back to first. Not in time, and the runner goes from third to home, and Blake Coleman will score the first run of the game for the Senecas on the errant throw to first. It really was it wasn't an errant throw, it was just the first baseman mishandled it. But nevertheless, we're underway here.
I'm trying to get there with you.
Hey, no worries. Once again, folks, this is our first baseball broadcast of the year, so some of the hiccups that are to be expected from that first game, I hope you just bear with us through some of this stuff. So we'll get things figured out. But a fielder's choice there scores Coleman from third, and now we have runners at first and third as Vinny Lyons and Connor Moyer. Vinny Lyons at third, Connor Moyer at first. Nobody on second base with Cameron Moyer at the plate. 1-0 Tiffin Calvert. Nicholas Parks on the mound for Seneca East, as he's had an unearned run scored here in the top of the first, and a couple of errors, fielding errors, as well as a walk. And ball three makes the count 3-1 on Cameron Moyer with one out. Top of the first. 1-0 Tiffin Calvert. Nicholas Parks comes set. Here's the pitch. Moyer fouls this one straight back, and they'll bring the count full to 3-2. Austin Rodriguez on the main cam here with us today, and we have our center field cam operator, Cam, on the call today.
Cam.
That's what I used to call him last year. That's Cam out there in the center field. We blame him for any mistakes we make on the broadcast, too. It's all Cam's fault.
Cam looks like he's holding steady right now. Doing a good job there, Cam.
Pitch Cam brought to you by National Machinery. And we'll talk about all of our sponsors here in just a moment, as we got a lengthy list this year for high school baseball. And Nicholas Parks with the punch out there on Cameron Moyer for the second out. That's a huge out for the Tigers there. They needed that one. So strikeout for Parks. And that'll bring up Charlie Palm. That one right back at us. Was he trying to check swing on our camera over here?
It was coming for us, wasn't it?
Connor Moyer at first. Vinny Lyons at third. 2 down. Parks with a nice pitch there to Palm, and that's 0-2 on the freshman. Palm playing first base today. I'm sorry, Palm is actually playing shortstop today. And that one in the dirt, but the catcher able to get to it before any major damage is done. Runners stay where they're at. Nicholas Parks. We'll talk about his numbers here in just a little bit. That's part of our pitching matchup. The throw to first, and they got the runner in a rundown here. And he is safe at second. Runner will score. And Connor Moyer putting on the pressure on the base path as they try to get the pickoff at first, but he just took off and ran after the pickoff attempt. And the throw down to second base was off the mark.
As I say, you can see a lot better than I can. I got a dirty window and a bunch of wood in front of me here. So So you're going to have to keep calling it out for me so I can try to keep the screen updated too.
But it's a 2-0 game here. And then Seneca's still without a hit.
Got anybody on base? I can't see out there.
Runner at third base. It's Connor Moyer down there at third. And Palm fields it, hits that one to the second baseman, who fields it and throws it over to first for the final out here in the top of the first. The Seneca's able to scratch across 3 runs. It's 3-0. Tiffin Calvert. Step aside, take a quick timeout. Actually, let's stay right here because I got to thank our sponsors anyway. Let's thank our sponsors here, folks, because we got a little bit of a late start to this one, but we want to thank our pregame show sponsor, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, as well as our first pitch sponsor here tonight, First National Bank of Sycamore. Once again, a little late start here today, but it was actually an early start for the game because they started at 11:56, I think was the first pitch official time. And, us with our first game jitters had to...
We'll still get the graphics in there for
That's
him
right.
that I made up.
First National Bank of Sycamore is our first pitch sponsor here today. Once again, our pregame show was brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here and all season long here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, National Machinery, Hope and Fostoria, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Vicek Orthodontics, Kuhn Sales and Service, Simonis Detailing LLC, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Feasel's Frame and Collision. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. It's all right, Doug. You did what you could. It's all in between.
It's in between, yeah.
Yeah, and most of that's stuck on there.
Yeah, it's in between, isn't it? I don't know.
Well, if you think about it, that's the way it's typically open, or it's typically like shut, so all that is behind glass right now. It's normally exposed. I appreciate the attempt. Absolutely. They're trying to clean the windows off for us over here in the press box.
I mean, you got a nice clear window there.
Yeah, I do. I got a nice view, so I don't know what this guy's problem is, but hey, I can see pretty well. Thanks, Doug. I appreciate your help. Doug Mason, athletic director here over at Seneca East. But once again, we want to thank all of our sponsors, including our premier and title sponsors here today. Our pregame show brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Postgame show, stick around, brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Pitch Cam, brought to you by National Machinery. Our Sky Cam, brought to you by Hope and Fostoria. And the player of the game, brought to you by Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Starting lineups brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. Keys to the game, brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering. Announcer Cam, brought to you by Vicek Orthodontics. And our call to the bullpen, brought to you by Kuhn Sales and Service. Folks, when you hear those names, please remember those sponsors when you're out doing your daily business. Think about those names, because if you're watching this broadcast, it's only because of those sponsors. We can't emphasize that enough. We can't do this without them. So please help us out, help them out by proving that their advertising dollars are being put to good use. On the mound for Tiffin Calvert today, Cohen Stull. Stull on the season. Take a look at his pitching stats here. He's had one start, just one inning pitched. Faced 8 batters in that one inning. He took the loss in that one, and he allowed 2 earned runs, 2 hits, 3 walks, 1 strikeout in that game. Puts him at a 14 earned run average, so he's looking to improve that today. And he did allow a stolen base in that game as well, so those stats provided by Game Changer. Big heads up to the Calvert coaching staff. They do a great job, not only with, obviously coaching these kids and putting together an outstanding squad every year, but they are one of the best when it comes to just keeping their stats together, keeping all their info together. Like, everything's easy to find with them.
Makes their jobs way easier to help bring you guys a better broadcast.
Absolutely. And whoever's in charge of social media over there at Calvert, they're doing a great job, because I can't tell you how frustrating it is trying to tag a school and they don't have a social media page. But
or trying
both
to
of these
find anything
schools,
on them, yeah.
Both of these schools do such a phenomenal job with their social medias. It was easy to tag them in all 3 game day posts today: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And that one pumps in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Nicholas Parks was the first batter, our pitcher for today's game. Batting second for the Tigers. It says G. Polacek, so I want to make sure I get this kid's name right. Gunnar Polacek. Number 14, playing center field today for the Tigers.
Hey, it's a little chilly, but for being a noon game, it ain't too bad today, Nate.
No, not at all.
I was a little nervous.
And that one on the outside. Misses for a ball. And it's 3-2. So the score was wrong on the scoreboard. It is actually 2-0, Tiffin Calvert. At one point it was 3-0. There's a nice hit into right field for a base hit. And Polacek with a one-out single puts one on for Braden Robinson. Robinson playing second base today. That one down low. Bottom of the first. Cohen Stoll comes set. Here's the 1-0. This one hit well into left field. Left fielder towards the line, catches it, and puts it away for the second out. Robinson put a ride to that one, but just right where the fielder was pretty much. Didn't have to make much of a move to get to that one. Sometimes you square up on the ball, and it just depends on where it lands, you know?
Yep.
That was a solid hit, though. You heard the sound of it off the bat.
Yeah. Those are the ones that always make you go, oh, man, come on.
Mm-hmm. Now at the plate, Brady Bloom. Bloom playing first base today for the Tigers. With a runner on first and two down. Stoll comes set. Here's the pitch. High. Throw down to second, and he's in there. Polacek slides in safely with a steal. So he earned himself aboard with a single, and now he's down at second base in scoring position with two outs. And check swing. They're saying, yep, he went around. And that's strike three. And out number 3 here in the first inning. So we head to the second inning. It's 2-0 Tiffin Calvert.
So we'll go ahead and try to take a commercial here, Nate.
We'll step aside, take a quick timeout, but we'll be back. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching high school baseball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. At UIS Insurance and Investments, we're committed to protecting what matters most. That's why we partner with Auto Owners Insurance, offering reliable coverage and personalized service from people you can trust. UIS and Auto Owners Insurance, working together to keep you covered no matter what life throws your way. At Vicek Orthodontics, they're all about creating confident, healthy smiles for every age. Dr. Vicek and the team use the latest techniques to make your orthodontic journey comfortable and effective. Discover the difference of personalized care and a smile you'll be proud to show off. Schedule your consultation with Vicek Orthodontics today. You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome back to Frank Lamoreaux Field here in Attica, Ohio. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you. Austin Rodriguez on the main cam. We start the second inning. with the Seneca East Tigers trailing. I was going to say Tigers trailing, and I put both of them together. Seneca East Tigers trailing the Calvert Senecas 2-0. Seneca's up to bat here, top of the second. Jacob Kidwell at the plate for Tiffin Calvert. The DH today. DHing for Cash Lee, playing center field. Parks, second pitch in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. Third pitch in there for a strike. Here's the 2-1 in there, and it's 2-2. Kidwell still searching for his first hit on the year. And he goes down swinging there.
And just a little cold start to the season here. Just like the weather, it needs to warm up a little bit.
Stepping up to the plate, Cohen Stull for the Calvert Senecas. Stull batting .400 this year. 17 plate appearances. He's got 6 hits, all singles. He's driven in 3. That one in there for a strike. And it's 1-1. One out here in the top of the second. Parks comes set. Here's the pitch. Down low. Try to get him to chase that one in the dirt, but it's 2-2. Pitcher-pitcher matchup here. And he fouls that one back.
Nate, did you ever get a chance to get those starting lineups?
I have them pretty much put together here. We'll get to those here in just a minute, as that one flied into center field for the second out. But, yeah, let's take a look at that starting lineup. I don't have the third baseman for Seneca East, but I have his number here. Let's see, is that 16? All right, so I have a roster. I can look at his number. I'll be able to tell you who that is. Gage Sumner. All right. And that is... All right, so I should be able to give you the starting lineup here for both teams. We'll start with the defense on the field currently, as at the plate is Logan Ritzler. Ritzler playing third base today for Tiffin Calvert. For the Seneca East Tigers, on the mound is Nicholas Parks, number 1. He's batting first. In center field, Gunnar Polacek, batting second, number 14. Batting third, second baseman, Braden Robinson, number 9. Batting cleanup, first baseman, number 1, Brady Bloom. Hitting DH for the Tigers today is Brady Bloom. And in his stead at third base is Gage Sumner. At catcher, Colton Ayersman. In right field, Let's see, make sure I have that right. Deacon Lacey, number 7. At shortstop, Luke Mason, number 8. And in left field, number 30, Branson Finnell. There's your starting lineup for the Seneca East Tigers. And now for the Tiffin Calvert Senecas. Leading things off and coming up to the plate now for Tiffin Calvert, back to the top of the order, Blake Coleman, number 1, playing second base today for Tiffin Calvert. Vinny Lyons, number 24, playing left field for the Senecas. AJ Shoemaker, number 5, playing in right field. This one goes all the way to the backstop. And Ritzler over to second base as he earns himself a board with a walk, and then now he's got himself a stolen base. So we'll keep going with the Seneca starting lineup here. AJ Shoemaker, number 5, right field. Connor Moyer, number 4, doing the catching today for the Senecas. Cameron Moyer, number 99, at first base. Charlie Palm, number 7, playing shortstop for the Senecas. Jacob Kidwell at DH, number 11, in the stead of Cash Lee, center fielder, number 15. Number 14, Cohen Stoll, the pitcher, and number 3, Logan Ritzler, playing third base today for the Senecas. There's your starting lineups for both teams.
Brought to you by UIS Insurance Investments.
There you go.
Now, Nate, do you think the Moyer brothers tried to pick numbers as far apart from each other as they could?
I don't know about that, because maybe, at the 99, I think Cam might be an Aaron Judge fan. They are Yankees fans. I do know that. They're big Yankees fans, so we'll have to ask, but I'm pretty sure that's where the 99 probably comes from. As Coleman works himself on board with a walk. So we got runners at first and second with 2 down. And that'll bring up Vinny Lyons. Earned his way on with a fielder's choice earlier.
Ooh.
That one hit to the second baseman. Nice backhand. Throw to second. And he got him.
Wow.
What a play.
Wow.
What a play by Braden Robinson. The backhand, the underhand scoop to the shortstop covering. Outstanding play for the out for the final out of the inning. That's the end of the top of the second. It's 2-0 Tiffin Calvert. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you here today. Let's take a moment and thank our sponsors for allowing us to bring this ball game to you live and paywall free right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, National Machinery, Hope in Fostoria, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Vicek Orthodontics, Kuhn Sales and Service, Simonis Detailing, LLC, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Feasel's Frame and Collision, all proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, our starting lineups today were brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. Now let's talk about keys to the game, brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering. As I think today, for Seneca East, the key is limit your mistakes. They have to find a way to be sound defensively against a Seneca's team that's going to put the ball in play. They're going to put the ball in play. They're going to challenge you defensively, even on the base paths. This is a team. They're very well coached, and they want to put the pressure on you, on the defense. So they're going to put the ball in play. That's key for the Tigers today. Is they have to be sound defensively. Limit your mistakes today. For Tiffin Calvert, I think for them, they've got to find a way to, I think, get that pitcher into the 4th inning. You get him into the 4th inning or better, then you stand a pretty good chance at this one. But if he gets roughed up early, this could be a long game, because this is a Seneca East Tigers team. They bat around, and they can hit top to bottom. There's not a weakness in this lineup. So that's the key for Tiffin Calvert. Get that pitcher deep into the game, at least get him to the 4th inning. And if Seneca East can kind of work the count against him, find a way to get to him early here, that's the key for them. Now there's a base hit into right field. As Blake Bum hits that one into right field for a base hit. Leadoff single. So there's your keys to the game, brought to you by our friends at Lee's Floor Covering. Cohen Stull. First pitch to Colton Ayersman is a ball. That one's down low. And that one's in there for a strike.
It's crazy that this is our first game here in day and 8, but it's not the first game for either of these teams.
Right.
Baseball starts way too early for me, man. Way too cold out there. Of course, that's Ohio weather. Sometimes it's 70, sometimes it's 30. You never know.
Yeah, right. Well, you check your weather app and it's like, oh, it's only, it's like 55 out there. And then you go outside and it's like 40-mile-an-hour winds. Feels like 35.
Just kidding. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Have a wonderful time.
Don't blow away.
Ayersman at the plate. That one down low, and he earns himself a walk. And now 2 on with nobody out.
You know, Nate, you talked about the list of sponsors already, and it's a nice long list, but it's a growing list too.
It is.
It's never too late to get on board with us here, as this is our very first game, our very first broadcast. So,
well, and this is, folks, I'm telling you what, this is probably one of the most talented pool of players in this area that I have seen since we've started covering baseball. From top to bottom, there's so many good teams in our area, Greg, especially in that. I mean, in the SBC River, you talk about the gauntlet that these teams have to go through. I mean, and the N10, another one of those strong conferences. So many good teams from, even the teams that are, bottom of the division, you still have to respect them. You still have to come with your A game because, any given day, it's amazing to me, how many good teams in this area there are this year. That's why I think it's a great time for any local sponsor. If you're watching this, if you're a local sponsor, if you got a local business and you're trying to get your name out there, this is probably one of the best ways to do it. Targeted marketing. Our fans are passionate. They watch the entire broadcast. So, and I'm coming out and saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're not doing this. And this is, it's too cold out here.
gotta give it up to the fans that actually, like I said, it ain't freezing outside, but it definitely ain't warm outside either. So
yeah,
today is for sure one of those days that nobody would blame you if you caught this one on Heart of Ohio Sports instead of sitting in the stands.
Exactly. Well, I think that's a big reason why we try to wait till the last minute to post the game day poster, because I want you to make plans to go to the game, folks.
Right. We're
I really
not trying
do.
to take anybody from the game.
Exactly. Like all the ADs in the area that hate us because we're trying to take tickets away. It's like, no, we're not. That's not what we're trying to do. We want people to go to the games. It's just those that can't make it, we want to be the option. We want to be your option for if you can't make it. And hey, even while you're at the game, if you got to make a quick restroom break.
And replays are always the best. Yeah, that'd be a situation for sure. Uh-oh.
This one hit to the shortstop. Palm up with it. Throws to first. And, not able to make the play as Moyer
just
couldn't pick it out of the one hop. Palm one-hopped it in front of him, and that's going to score a run. So it is 2-1. As Lacey hits that one in a fielder's choice. That'll bring up Luke Mason, the shortstop.
Somebody on third over here. I can't see.
Yeah, we got a runner at third with nobody out.
It's a good situation to be in right there. Especially against this Calvert team. There's a lot of times I've noticed over the last few seasons, Nate, that other teams don't really get a head start or jump out ahead of Calvert usually. Like, if they're able to take down Calvert, it's a hard-fought battle all the way to the end. Nobody really gets ahead of them very much and kind of cruises with it.
Well, it's like that Lakota game the other day, Greg. They were winning. Senecas were up 5-1 in the 6th inning. The Raiders said, we're not giving up without a fight, and they come back and win that one in the final at-bat. Give the Senecas only their second loss of the season.
So that is the one thing that I've definitely noticed about baseball over the last few seasons is like it ain't over till it's over for sure.
Exactly. This one bunted short to the pitcher. Throw to first is not in time.
Oh, wow.
And he is safe, so we got bases loaded, nobody out.
Having a short mound visit here? We're not having a mound visit? I'm trying to see. You can't see through the window here. No, I think Coach is just kind of talking to one of the umps out there. He's not talking to his pitcher. He's talking to the official, so not really a mound visit, I guess.
A little conversation here with Blue. Just trying to challenge the throw, saying, did he get there? Did the throw beat him there? I don't think it did, though, Greg. I think they had a right call on that one. That was a cross-field.
It was a close one, but yeah.
That's a cross-field call to make. Like, that's a hard call to make across the field, but, well, they can say, yep, he's safe. I think Blue had it right the first time, so. Coach Matt Coleman out there on the field just making sure. Got all his facts straight. Making sure he understands why the umpire made the call he did. And that's one thing about this coaching staff. Greg, they're not afraid to come out and challenge a call, but they do it so politely. It's just like...
Yeah, because there's a lot of...
You don't ever hear them yelling from the dugout. They come out and they talk very calmly to the umpire. That one hit through the infield into left field for a base hit. Everybody's safe. Another run will score, and we're tied at 2 apiece. Still nobody out with bases loaded. And a base hit there by Branson Finnell. Tied up 2-2 here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Back to the top of the order here with Nicholas Parks. This one hit into the air, left field. Lyons giving it chase, makes the catch, and all the runners will stay. So that's a break for Cohen Stull right there. Getting that pop out and making it a shallow pop out so nobody can score there. Bases loaded, 1 out. Gunnar Polacek at the plate. Watches the first one in there for a strike. Actually, second pitch. 1-1. Cohen Stull with the pitch. This one hit back up the middle. Second baseman steps on first, steps on second, throw to first. double play.
Nice.
Huge play for the Senecas there to get out of the jam. But the Tigers tie it up 2 apiece. We head to the 3rd inning. It's tied here at Frank Lamoreaux Field on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'll be right back after this.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. At UIS Insurance and Investments, we're committed to protecting what matters most. That's why we partner with Auto Owners Insurance, offering reliable coverage and personalized service from people you can trust. UIS and Auto Owners Insurance, working together to keep you covered no matter what life throws your way. At Vicek Orthodontics, they're all about creating confident, healthy smiles for every age. Dr. Vicek and the team use the latest techniques to make your orthodontic journey comfortable and effective. Discover the difference of personalized care and a smile you'll be proud to show off. Schedule your consultation with Vicek Orthodontics today. You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome back. We're live here in Attica, Ohio, here at Frank Lamoreaux Field. Beautiful Tigers athletic complex here. High school baseball, back at it here on Heart of Ohio Sports, our first broadcast of the year. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you. Austin Rodriguez doing a great job on the action camera. Thanks for tuning in here. Let's take a moment and thank our sponsors before we start the 3rd inning, tied at 2 apiece. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, National Machinery, Hope and Fostoria, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Vicek Orthodontics, Kuhn Sales and Service, Simonis Detailing, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Feasel's Frame and Collision. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Both these teams come into this game with a 4-2 record. Tigers having lost last night against Winford. A tough loss there. The final at bat. 2-1 loss. That one's at Winford. Senecas last night came away with an 8-4 win over Woodmore. Cam Moyer took the win on that one. Still early, but 2 of the top teams in this area when it comes to high school baseball. And Nicholas Parks skips that one in there. It's 1-1. This is Parks' second start of the year. He went 6 innings his last time out. Only gave up 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. He's one of the guys they look to. The ace in the hole, I guess, if you would say. They got a few of them, though. As Shoemaker watches that one in the dirt. And he works himself on board with a leadoff walk. That'll bring up Connor Moyer, catcher. He reached on an error earlier in the first inning.
It's a real nice and cloudy day here. We take a look at the sky cam from Hope and Fostoria. Look at that sky, Nate.
It's beautiful. That's a lot of sky.
Keeping the sun away, though. I'd like to get that sun out here. I want to warm up.
Right?
See a little bit behind us here. I need it over here.
And Moyer fouls that one back. And it's 2-2. 2-1. Nobody out. Runner at first. Here's the 2-1. Outside. Ayresman with a good stop. And it's 3-1. Cameron Moyer on deck. This one hit in between first and second and into right field for a base hit. Now runners at first and second with nobody out. And that'll bring up Cameron Moyer. That's a heads-up play by A.J. Shoemaker there to jump over the ball.
Yeah.
Because if it hits him, he's out. So he's pretty smart with that one.
I was going to say, that's one thing about, we were talking about the coaching staff, how they'll challenge calls. There's a lot of wisdom over there, and they definitely teach it down to these athletes on the team. That's just a heads-up play, like you said.
First pitch to Moyer is up high. And, yeah, that's, just a wealth of knowledge over there in that dugout, man. The 1-0 is in the dirt, and runners will advance. So now we got runners at second and third with nobody out.
That one just got away from the catcher there.
And with a 2-0 count, Moyer's just looking for anything he can give a ride to. Your approach changes here with runners at second and third, nobody out. Now you're just trying to put the ball in play, preferably out of the infield. And this one,
nice.
Right through the infield.
Nice.
This one should score 2. Moyer on his way to the plate. The throw, not in time, and 2 runs will score on the 2 RBI single by Cameron Moyer.
Yeah, hit that one right where you wanted to put that one. Almost low line drive, almost like a golf shot or something like that. But right between everybody, sends 2 guys home. Love to see it.
That went in there for a strike on Charlie Palm. Now it's 4-2 Tiffin Calvert, runner at first base with nobody out, and Palm fouls this one off to the left.
Good thing the Hoosmobile wasn't back there.
Right?
I forgot about the dangers of baseball season.
Palm gives this one a ride to center field. And a nice play by the center fielder who ranges under it to make the play. Nice play by Gunnar Polacek out there.
To say he made that look easier than it was for sure.
Yeah. Well, he had to range quite a bit to come get that one. I think the wind kind of held it up there for a little bit. One out, runner at first. First pitch to Kidwell, outside. Once again, we mentioned Jacob Kidwell at the plate, still looking for his first hit of the year, but man, I tell you, he gets on base. 368 on base percentage. So he's got a good eye at the plate, 5 walks. He's been hit by 3 pitches on the year, or 2 pitches, so he knows how to get on base. It's just he's looking for that hit. And last night we were at Woodmore, at the Senecas game against Woodmore, getting some footage, and he smoked one to right field, but it was right at the right fielder. And you see him as he goes to first base. He looks at the coach. He's like, I just can't buy it. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and it is 2-1, 3-1 on Jacob Kidwell. One out, runner at first. That one low. And as we mentioned, Kidwell with a good eye earns himself a board with a 1-out walk.
We're going to have a mound visit here from
Yeah, we have a mound visit. Of course, any call to the bullpen or mound visit is brought to you by Kuhn Sales and Service, one of our new sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. I'll give a big shout out to EJ and Katie and everybody over there at Kuhn Sales and Service for their jumping on board with us here for baseball season.
It's a good season to jump on board
I'm
when you're
telling you, when you got to get ready for yard. I mean, it's yard season,
I was gonna
folks.
say it's yard season. It's that's some smart advertising over there.
Absolutely. I mean, anybody who's in that kind of business, they know this is the time of year when people start thinking about, you pull that old lawnmower out of the shed, it's like, it ain't starting on the second, third, fourth pull. You may as well just take that over to Kuhn's. I'm telling you, folks. Let them take care of you. Another proud sponsor here on Heart of Ohio Sports. That one looked like a pretty good pitch, but it was a little low, I think. Cohen Stull at the plate. Runners at first and second with just one out. That one fouled back, and it's 1-1. Folks, if you're watching this broadcast with us, do us a favor, share the video. Help us reach some new audiences. It really does help more than you think. Like, you might be thinking, it's not gonna, it doesn't matter if I share it or not. It really does. It helps a lot, folks. And Stahl able to make it down to first base.
It kind of just chipped that one right out there between everybody. And
A little chopper.
I was gonna say it almost seemed like there was a little I don't want to say lack of hustle there, but maybe it was a little confusion or something. Kind of seemed like a little slow going after that.
I think it was one of those, it's in no man's land, so they were waiting on each other to call it kind of thing.
Kind of seemed like everybody was in slow motion out there for a second. Except for the runners on the bases, of course.
I'll tell you what, it might be chilly out, but I really like being inside this press box. It's nice.
Oh, yeah.
It makes it a lot. I mean, we don't get this very often. You know, Columbian has a press box, and then this place, and I think that's about it for the coverage teams that we cover. Everybody else, we got to bring a table. We got to bring our own chairs. Like Monday, I got to remember.
You got Hopewell, but you have to climb the ladder of doom to get up there. Every year I get a little bit heavier, and that thing gets a little bit more shakier.
It is very treacherous, I'll say that.
I'm always like, is this going to be the time?
Is this the day? Bases loaded, one out. 4-2 Calvert. Logan Ritzler at the plate. Ritzler fouls this one.
You can see here why they had that mound visit, because it's a situation you don't want to be in after you just tied things up.
Mm-hmm. This one hit to the third baseman, steps on third, fires home, and it's not going to be in time.
Ooh.
But they do get the lead runner. But a run scores for the Senecas. So it is 5-2 Calvert. As they plated 3 here in the top of the third.
Yeah, you think maybe the 2 runs scored by the Tigers in the second kind of woke them up a little bit?
A little bit.
And another ball gets away from him. Going to be able to move over.
Both runners will advance second and third now with 2 outs. Blake Coleman at the plate.
Ooh, brought some heat on that one.
Not messing around. Coming straight at him.
And this is where you need to get out of the situation as a pitcher.
Yep.
Ooh, and again.
Gets away from the catcher.
Oh, my goodness.
And another run will score.
That's just biting them today, Nate. That's at least the third, if not fourth time I've seen that same situation happen here.
And it's, at some point, Greg, you almost got to, you got to wonder, is it on the catcher or the pitcher? Because,
Yeah.
I mean.
The ball just keeps hitting the glove and just bouncing. And, man, when it bounces, it's got some momentum.
It
It's
really
just rolling
does.
away from him.
Yeah.
Can I take a little pause here, trying to figure out what's going on?
I think they're all trying to figure it out. 6-2, Calvert on top, runner at third base. Coleman fouls this one to the right.
Ooh.
Right down the first base line.
That sounded good.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it right here through all this.
Yeah, it had a nice little ping to it, though.
I tell you, we talk about the little box we got over here. This nice little thing. You can actually see it in the shot from Austin's camera shot right now.
Yeah, you can.
We're in that little white box right
That
there.
little white box. Yep, that's us.
Needs to go wave out the window. There you go. Oh.
This one hit to the first baseman.
Oh,
Through his glove. Throw to first. On time.
Wow.
What a play.
Wow.
What a recovery by the second baseman there to back him up.
Yeah.
I mean,
After that
wow.
one slipped right through his gloves, you thought, oh, here goes another one. But yeah, way to pick that one up and fire it over to first base just in time.
So the Senecas plate 4 in the top of the third. It is 6-2 Tiffin Calvert as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Let's take a moment and thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here, live and paywall free, folks, right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, National Machinery, Hope in Fostoria, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Vicek Orthodontics, Kuhn Sales and Service, Simonis Detailing, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Feasel's Frame and Collision. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
So we got a comment here from Brad Matthews. Says, I'm ready for football. Me too, but we got a little bit of ways before we get there yet.
A little bit to go. A little bit to go.
We got to get through baseball first. We just started.
I think I seen a post from the Browns saying it's 150 days until opening kick. I'm like, yeah, that's quite a bit away. Don't even bother telling me.
Of course they'd do that to us.
Once again, I want to give a shout-out to our first pitch sponsor, First National Bank of Sycamore, as one of our proud sponsors, longtime sponsor here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. A great place to go if you're looking for a business loan, folks. I mean, obviously they do small personal loans as well, and great place to do banking with. They have branches all over, but it might say Sycamore, but they got banks in Sycamore, New Regal. They got one in Tiffin. I mean, they're all over, folks. So realistically, if you have a small business and you're looking for a small business loan, that is the first place you should go. I'm telling you right now, there's not a better place in town to do business with if you are a small business. They proudly are one of our sponsors, but also our loan provider as well, as they helped us get the car that you see all over town with the big fancy wrap on it. So big shout out, thank you to Jerry Weininger, Grant, all the people over there, First National Bank of Sycamore, our first pitch sponsor here today. Cohen Stull on the mound. Now his third inning of work. Got touched up a little bit last inning for 2 runs. Here's the bottom of the third. Tigers trying to make something happen here, as they had bases loaded with 1 out, but they grounded into a double play to end the second inning. So they had a chance to really extend that lead a little more, Greg. They actually had bases loaded with nobody out at one point.
Yeah, they were sitting good there for a minute. And then, like I said, Calvert, they kind of, I don't know if they took offense to that or not, but they came out and said, we'd rather be sitting good ourselves.
Exactly. So Braden Robinson earns himself aboard with a leadoff walk. And that'll put Brady Bloom at the plate. Bloom, the first baseman. See if I can find some pitching or some hitting stats on him. I got to go to the team here. Bloom hitting .385 on the year. 16 plate appearances. He's got 5 hits, all singles. 4 RBIs. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. 4 runs scored on the young season. Also 3 stolen bases.
He's one of those guys, huh?
The Tigers, they got a lot of guys on this team already with 3 stolen bases or more. And they've only played 6 games, so, I mean,
I mean, if you got the quickness, it's almost too tempting to not try to steal
There
bases.
goes Robinson, takes off for second. And without a throw, he's in there. The speedy Braden Robinson took off on first movement and in standing with a stolen base. Bloom watches that one low for a ball. Brady Bloom, tall drink of water there, Greg. I think he's about 6'2", 6'3", maybe. They're going to put him on. They decide it's 3-1 count. They say, you know what? You can just go ahead and have that. Have that first base. We'd rather set up the force. So force at any base, and they're going to call in for a mound visit here. Of course, mound visit brought to you by Kuhn Sales and Service as Matt Coleman comes out to talk things over with his young pitcher. The only thing I didn't do, Greg, I didn't load my sound pads.
I mean,
Because this is...
I'm surprised that we were actually this ready to go today.
Yeah.
It's been a busy week.
And then us recording that podcast last night, that probably wasn't the best idea.
Yeah, threw us off a little bit.
Once again, folks, tomorrow on Heart of Ohio Sports at 8 o'clock, tune in for Dog Pound Press Box. As we'll have our mock draft edition, draft preview edition of the Dog Pound Press Box. That one up high.
So, yeah, if you're a Browns fan, check it out. You like it. You know, you're always free to send in any questions.
Yeah.
If we do it live, you're always free to call in, you know.
We are going to do one live during the draft.
So I know we got a lot of Browns fans in the area.
Yeah.
No shortage of them. A lot of haters, too, though.
Well, I mean, that's to be expected. That one in there for a strike. It's 2-1. Now that the sun came out, now it's harder to see the scoreboard.
Yeah. Wait, there's a scoreboard? Well, no, see nothing.
And it's 3-1 here on Bum. Blake Bum, the DH, had a single to right field his first time up.
They're arguing it's a balk? Is that what they're saying?
That's what they're saying, is that he gave a little motion with his foot. And so
a lot of, sounds like a lot of chess being played out there.
yeah, oh yeah.
A lot of talk about, you know, it's a live ball, we're going to do this.
Well, the ball was hit in play, but it was after the balk, so the balk considers it a dead play. So it's irrelevant what happens, but coaching staff saying, hey, if the ball's in play, we're going to play it. So they just wanted to make sure they played it around. A swing and a miss.
Do we got somebody on third? I can't see down there.
There is a runner at third and a runner at second base.
Okay, I'm just making sure I can't see him.
Still nobody out here in the bottom of the third.
They always do that little bit of lead off the base and
Yeah.
then out look, and I'm like, oh, nobody's there.
Count 3-2 here on Blake Bum.
Ooh.
This one grounded to the pitcher. Throws to first for the first out. They throw to the plate, and it's off the mark. Oh, Braden Robinson putting the pressure on the defense right there. What a heads-up play by Robinson. Wow. As soon as he threw it down to first, he took off.
Way to get him in. All right, here we go. Way to get contact. That's what you got to do.
That's a good job by Coleman in grabbing that one, though. I thought that
Yeah.
one almost went right. I didn't even think it hit the ground for a second. I thought it went straight to him.
Gets away from the catcher, but Moyer able to keep it relatively near him. Colton Ayersman at the plate. 1-0 count. That one in there for a strike. Nice pitch. Count 1-1 here with 1 out. Bottom of the third. Senecas lead 6-3 here in Attica over the Tigers. Here's the pitch. This one swung on, hit back up the middle to the second baseman. The glove, throw on the mark. He got him. So second out of the inning is recorded, but the Tigers score another run. It's 6-4, Tiffin Calvert.
Both these teams came to play this morning, Nate. Well, this afternoon now, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is my morning.
So Deacon Lacey at the plate. Luke Mason in the on-deck circle. Lacey hits this one to left, and this is going to go out of play, I think, into foul territory. It was out of my vision. That one in there for a strike. Lacey batting left-handed, facing the right-hander Cohenstall. Hits that one right to the second baseman. Gloves it, throws it to first, and that's the final out. But the Tigers scratch across 2 more, and it is 6-4. Tiffin Calvert on top after 3. We'll step aside, take a timeout. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Stop down to Benchwarmers in Tiffin or call it in for delivery. Fresh cut fries, locally sourced ingredients, and phenomenal service. Give the Tiffin store a call at 567-268-9268 and place your delivery order now. Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin. You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome back to Attica, Ohio, here at Frank Lamoreaux Field. Nate Mullins and Greg the Wizard Kinn on the call with you. Austin Rodriguez on the main cam. Today's matchup features the 4-2 Seneca East Tigers and the 4-2 Calvert Senecas, with Calvert on top 6-4 as we start the top of the 4th inning. Nicholas Parks on for his 4th inning of work. Giving up his first runs of the year here. And take a look at his pitching stats so far. 3 earned runs, 6 runs allowed, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 3 hits for Parks through 3 innings. But this is a Calvert lineup that, I mean, Greg, they're just kind of stacked from top to bottom. Like, there's no easy outs. Everybody's going to challenge you. And Vinny Lyons steps to the plate and watches the first one in there for a strike. Vincenzo Lyons. That one in the dirt. That one smoked right at the first baseman, who goes down to one knee to make the play. I mean, that was a liner.
Yeah.
So 1 out. We'll bring up A.J. Shoemaker. Shoemaker drew a walk and scored a run. Back in the first inning. I'm sorry, back in the third inning. Inside. 1-0 the count.
So the last guy up the bat was Vinny Lyons. Is this Skinny Lyons here?
Here we go. That's funny. That one skips in there.
In all fairness, I wanted to make that joke at him, but he's not a skinny guy. He had a nice size frame on him. I'm like, well, I can't make that joke at him.
Vinny, not so skinny Lions. It's not like he's big. He's just not so skinny. And Shoemaker draws the walk. So the 1-out walk will put a runner at first for Connor Moyer. Moyer 1 for 2 with a run scored in this one. Also has a stolen base, Greg. You gave him credit for a stolen base. Parks comes set. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Ayersman gets in front of it, throws it down to second, but it's off the mark. And Shoemaker slides in for the stolen base. Puts a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
The catcher did a good job of keeping it in front of him that time. Didn't get too far away from him, but still got far enough away for him to get on down to second easily.
This one hit to the second baseman. Robinson up with it, throws it to first, and it's in time for the second out. I think he kind of stumbled on the throw there a little bit, Greg.
Just about.
Able to get it over there. Second out of the inning. Runner at third now with 2 outs for Cameron Moyer. Cameron Moyer batting .240 on the season. 25 at-bats, 31 plate appearances. Moyer skies this one into left field. It's going back.
Oh, he dropped it.
And the left fielder drops the ball.
Yeah, great job, Austin. That's the only reason I knew that happened.
And another run will score for the Senecas. As Shoemaker comes home to make it 7-4.
That was a great shot there by Austin. Zoomed in on that one perfectly.
Yeah, because I couldn't see it. I put my head out the window, couldn't even see it.
And I was just like, wait a minute.
Yeah, anything to that left field corner, I've got no vision on. So thankfully, we got a good camera operator out there for us. This one gets away from the catcher, and Cameron Moyer is going to get himself a stolen base. I don't know if they'll count that as a stolen base, though. That's a pass ball.
It's a borrowed base.
A borrowed base. It's a rented base.
Not quite stolen, but.
First pitch in there, second pitch in there for a strike to Charlie Palm. Palm 0 for 2 on the day. This one hit back up the middle. Second baseman with another chance for a put out here to first, and he got him. Boy, Robinson's been put to the test today, but he's passed all with flying colors. And that's the end of the top of the fourth. We head to the bottom of the fourth. It's 7-4 Tiffin Calvert. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call with you here today. Take a moment and thank our sponsors for allowing us to bring this broadcast to you live and paywall free right here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, your Legacy Federal Credit Union, National Machinery, Hope and Fostoria, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Vicek Orthodontics, Kuhn Sales and Service, Simonis Detailing, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Feasel's Frame and Collision. All proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. A big shout out to our Sky Camp sponsor, Hope and Fostoria.
So I want to give a shout out to the announcer camp sponsor also tonight. The only reason we haven't been going to it too much is because I'm not feeling so well today. I don't think you want to see my mug back here right now.
You're a little gurgly. Well, I mean, for the announcer camp, you got to be looking your best. And, hey, if you want to look your best, head over to Vicek. You know what I'm saying? Should give you a good smile over there. The staff, just amazing people to deal with. It's not like going to a dentist. Right? It's just completely different. You got to head over, check it out for yourself.
I was going to say, if you need any more evidence of that, just go check out their website.
Yeah. And
you can see that they're like a good group of people who like to have a good time, like to have fun and stuff, and you can just tell by just literally looking at the website.
There's a great group of people over there, great staff. And Vicek Orthodontics, our announcer camp sponsor this year. Cohen Stahl on for his fourth inning of work here. As I mentioned, Greg, you want to get him into the fourth inning, and this is where they're at. That was my key to the game, brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering earlier in the game, was how do we, if you're Tiffin Calvert, you want to get him into the fourth inning. And I think they've done a pretty good job of playing defense behind him. Limited some mistakes. That double play ball to get him out of the jam back in the third. Or back in the second inning. That was huge. Grounded to third. Ritzler. Nice, fancy play. Scoops it, throws it over to first, and he gets the out. Luke Mason. Was the out there. He was 1 for 1 before that, but that'll bring up Branson Finnell. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. Finnell, the left fielder, at the plate. Here's the pitch from Stahl. Slow chopper down the third base line. Ritzler fields it, throws it over. It's going to be not in time. Even if they would have cleanly fielded that, Greg, it was not on time. And that's a hard play to make.
And he was booking it. Man, he was flying down there.
Yeah. Cohen Stahl comes set. Runner at first with one out. Nice hit down the right field. This is going to be trouble for the right fielder, but he's able to get to it and limit it to just a single. That looked like it might have been a double.
Yeah.
The way it was hit, but the grass kind of slowed it down when it hit the ground. So Parks with his first hit of the game.
Oh, got ourselves a mound visit.
And a mound visit brought to you by our friends, Kuhn Sales and Service. Gunnar Polacek will be next up for the Tigers. I think we're going to get a pitching change here, as Coach Matt Coleman motions over to the side, says, hey, I'm going to make a change here. So that'll close the book on Cohen Stull. They got him to the 4th inning. But with this 3-run lead, I think Coach Coleman, got runners up 1st and 3rd. He's saying, all right, let's try to limit this damage here. I think, now these guys are coming through the 3rd time in the order. They're starting to get a little better look at some of his stuff. They know what's coming. So now they're saying, all right, let's get the change out here and let's see, give him a different look.
Mm-hmm. Get out of this one with minimal damage instead of having to fight your way all through all 7 innings.
Exactly.
Too early in the season to be doing all that.
Mm-hmm. So now we'll get a look at Landon King. First time on the mound this year for Landon. I'll write it on the right side here. Actually, he did pitch a little bit against Oak Harbor.
For some reason, I just noticed, if you see any of these cars go by in this camera shot right now, there's something about the way that we're angled, and those cars are so far away. They look like tiny cars driving away in the background. I seriously had to double take for a minute. I'm like, is that like a little kid's car? No, it can't be driving. Wait, come on.
Nobody's driving your car out
come
here.
Come on.
Brady.
No. Wait till you see these. Come on, car. It was a hilarious optical illusion, man. Like, they look so tiny compared to the pitcher standing on the mound.
So Landon King on the mound for Tiffin Calvert. Takes over for Cohen Stull.
And I tell you what, Nate, I think it might have a little bit to do with the chilliness out here today, but it's kind of quiet for a baseball game today.
It is.
Usually you got a lot more crowd interaction and stuff.
Usually you hear the chirping from both dugouts. It's a little quiet. Here's the 1-0 from King. That one misses. Throw down to second is not in time, so runners at 2nd and 3rd now. King comes set. Here's the 2-0. Foul tipped. It's 2-1. As I mentioned, he did pitch a little bit against Oak Harbor, faced 4 batters through 14 pitches. Did not allow a run, only 1 hit allowed. This one, right back to the pitcher.
He doesn't know where to go.
Throws over to first for the first out, and Moyer bobbled it, so he had to hold on to it.
Yeah.
And that's another run scored for the Tigers. 7-5.
I mean, that really is a smart play there by Moyer.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have a good grip on that one, and you throw that ball could go wild, and then you're talking about at least 2 scores in there. So way to just limit the damage there on that one.
Well, and you don't want to lose it on the transfer because then it wouldn't be an out.
Yeah, of course. Everybody knows that rule, Nate.
So that one will not be an earned run. So Stull with just the 1 runner left on, to his credit. 2 outs. Braden Robinson at the plate. That went in the dirt. Robinson 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored here today. Also has a stolen base. Here's the 2-0. This one fouled back. Two outs, runner at third. And it's 7-5 Calvert on top. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there from King. And Robinson waving at it. I think he might have been confused. He might have thought that was a fastball. Just a little bit in front of it. Robinson hits this one. Drops into center field for a base hit. Beautifully placed ball there by Braden Robinson.
So the kid on third there, he knew. He just jogged in casually, so I didn't got to stress this one. Man, and this is a game here today, Nate. Very even on paper, very even in the record so far.
Yeah.
And just back and forth. The Senecas is not going away in this one. I guess these nice orange jerseys they're wearing here today.
I think so too.
This is my kind
Just happens to be my favorite color.
So this is my kind of matchup here. The bright orange from the school that's orange. And the blue from the school that's blue.
Yes.
I hate when they come out and they're like, I got gray on and we're wearing teal today. I'm like, what? Although we did talk about yesterday, Calvert had them nice white uniforms on.
Oh, those are crispy, aren't they?
Slick.
These got to grow on me. I don't know. There's something about these I'm just not feeling, but
It's that stripe across the whole
yeah,
front.
it's just I don't
How
know.
it extends to the arms is kind of different.
They're not bad. It's just like they got to grow on me. I was in love with those powder blues last year.
I mean, yeah.
Those
and
were
and that's the thing is
just
that
gorgeous.
something can not be your favorite and still not be bad.
Yeah, they're not bad. Like I said, it's not like they're bad jerseys. They're not hideous. It's just they got to grow on me. And the hat, kind of like a trucker style hat. You know what I mean? This one hit into center field. Right fielder falls, and the center fielder makes the play. Hopefully Shoemaker's okay out there. But that's the final out of the inning. But Tigers draw to within one. It's 7-6. Seneca's on top. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
What's up, Cleveland? How about them Brownies, huh? Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Let's go.
Tune in tomorrow night at 8 for the Dog Pound Press Box on Heart of Ohio Sports. Join the crew as Tommy, Greg, Javelle, and I talk about the tumultuous Browns offseason up to this point and give you our perspectives on what we think the Browns might be doing heading into the 2025 NFL Draft. Each of us will be doing our own mock draft during the show. Tune in tomorrow night at 8 for the Dog Pound Press Box right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome back to Attica, Ohio, here at Frank Lamoreaux Field. Nate Mullins, Greg the Wizard Kinn with you here on the call. Austin Rodriguez on the main cam. Thanks for tuning in here with us. 7-6, Tiffin Calvert on top. The top of the fifth inning. Getting ready to start. And we have a pitching change on the mound as Nicholas Parks, his day is done after 4 innings pitched. Taking over is Gage Sumner, number 16. Let's take a look at his pitching stats on the year here. He's faced 6 batters in 1 2/3 innings pitched. Just 17 pitches thrown, 1 hit allowed, no earned runs, 3 strikeouts. So he must be coming with some pretty good gas here. 3 strikeouts in 1 2/3 innings pitched. That's 5 outs recorded. 3 of them are strikeouts.
You know, it looks like maybe both teams here having the same idea, Nate, like you talked about. Now we're in the 5th inning, and batter's kind of seeing what you're throwing and stuff, so go ahead and change up the pitcher here. And both these teams just seem to be on the same page all the way around.
Yep. They're just very well coached, both teams. And Coach Bowerman does such a great job over here with this organization. I mean, it just over the years, they're always one of the perennial teams. You know, they're always in the running. And whether it's for the N10 or in tournament time, this is a team that nobody wants to face in the tournament. And obviously, we know all about Tiffin Calvert.
Yeah.
Covering them the last 3 years. This is our 4th year now covering high school baseball. And each of those 3 years that we've been covering it, this team's made it to the regional final.
So we've rode the Calvert train each year.
Yeah. So, very impressive run for this Senecas team so far. But this year, I think there's going to be some growing pains to start out, Greg, because they got a young lineup and a lot of new pieces, new parts coming together, and they're going to need to figure out how everybody fits into their roles.
And I always like how Coach Coleman will schedule a nice, tough schedule right off the bat because he wants to test his team and see where they're at and see where they need to improve upon. So that way when we get to tournament time, they're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, absolutely. Kidwell hits this one into right, gives it a ride, but right at the right fielder, and records the first out. So once again, 7-6, Tiffin Calvert on top. Gage Sumner on the mound for Seneca East. Cohen Stahl at the plate. Watches that one in there for a strike.
Calvert riding this lead off of that big inning. 4 runs scored in the 1 inning.
This one hit to the third baseman. Up with it, throws it over, and records the second out of the inning. Let's see who we got down there at third base. Luke Mason taking over at third. As Parks will shift over to shortstop from the pitching mound. Sumner was the third baseman, filling in for the DH. Ritzler gives this one a ride, pops it straight up into left field. And the left fielder squeezes it for the final out. Boy, that was quick.
Work,
1, 2, 3 for Sumner there. As Senecas came up swinging. And 3 putouts quickly.
So that's the crazy thing about, watching baseball is like you can have an inning that goes on forever and ever, and then you can have that just pop, pop, pop.
Exactly. I feel like every inning that we've been here for so far, Greg,
They've been pretty drawn out.
a lot of drawn out, a lot of, it's a chess match. Give a shout out to our sponsors once again here. I'm going to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, National Machinery, Hope and Fostoria, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Vicek Orthodontics, Kuhn Sales and Service, Simonis Detailing, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Feasel's Frame and Collision. All proud sponsors with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And as Greg said earlier, folks, if you're looking to get on board with us, we still have a couple of spots left. I'm looking to fill, instant replays. Mm-hmm. We'd like to do instant replays. We want instant replays, and we want those sponsored. So if you're looking to sponsor our instant replays, give us a call or shoot us a text at 567-207-5041. Or you can always email us at nmullins@heartofohiosports.com.
Message our Facebook page.
You can message the Facebook page. You can do whatever you need. Comment on the video. Say, hey, I want sponsor.
Me, you want sponsor now. A sponsor me.
Me, a sponsor now. But once again,
I always like looking at our list of sponsors and trying to kind of play this little game of like how they work together.
Yes.
And I'm like thinking to myself, all right, you got your Kuhn Sales and Service, you're out doing yard work and stuff. working real hard and you come in the house and you tear up your floor. That's why you head over to Lee's Floors and get some new floors after all that.
That's right. They'll take care of you. That went up high. Yeah, Mark and Jim Lee, the Lee family, just outstanding people. And it's a joy to go in there, Greg, because, I mean, every time you go in there, just great conversations,
Very
great
welcoming.
people, very welcoming. The store is beautiful. It's a great place. I mean, you might think, like, what do I need to go to a store for flooring for? Folks, I'm telling you, like, go there and let them take care of you. Don't try to do this stuff yourself.
Yeah, it's like
you're going to regret it.
So there's certain things you can do online, and there's certain things you shouldn't do online.
Exactly.
One of those is probably buying flooring for yourself, because I know me personally, I'd have no clue what I was doing. I'd buy way too much flooring or not nearly enough, and I'd be like, what? I must be missing some. I don't understand. I got a big bare patch of floor over here.
Well, buying it's one thing, and then trying to install it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, thank you. Just leave it to the pros.
Yeah, like I said, there's some things you just shouldn't do.
That's right. Lee's Floor Covering, our Keys to the Game sponsor. Two count. That one up high to Bum.
I was thinking about another sponsor there at Benchwarmers. That's something you obviously got a hit there. Hold on a minute.
Ritzler. Gloves, Fields
Nice.
throws to first for the first out.
So that's something you can obviously do is you can make yourself food, sure, but that's some tasty food. And sometimes you
Oh, my goodness.
sometimes you just don't feel like cooking, and there ain't much better places to order from than Benchwarmers. I mean, I'll tell you right now.
Well, and the one thing I always say is, like, where can you get a burger delivered?
Yeah.
Who else in town
And
delivers burgers?
And we're not talking about a McDouble
No.
or,
Nope. These are
or a burger that's going to be rock hard in 10 minutes after you get it.
no.
These are real burgers.
What you got to do is you got to get that pretzel bacon cheesy burger. Oh man, I'm telling you.
I love me some pretzel stuff. I know this is a little off topic, but I just saw that one of the pizza places that has pretzel crust is bringing it back. And I'm very excited about that because I loved it.
That one down low. As Colton Ayresman trying to find his way on base here. You know, Greg, when you go to a lot of baseball parks, you see the pitching mound, and normally it's just like kind of a little bump. That is a mound.
Yeah.
Like, that is a pitching mound.
That's a mountain.
Yeah.
Mountain visit.
Yeah. I mean, you're coming down off that thing. Like,
I think it make me over 6 feet tall.
that one hit right at the second baseman as Balake Coleman makes the play. That'll bring up Deacon Lacey. Landon King settling in here after allowing those two inherited runners to score. Settles in now. Got the first two batters out here. It seems like he's dealing some gas now. It's 1-1 the count here on Lacey.
If I was him, I'd say, swing for King.
There's another swing and a miss from Lacey. 2 down. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch from King. Swung on, hit back to the pitcher who keeps it in front of him, knocks it down, and throws it over to first for the final out. 1-2-3 go the Tigers. After a 1-2-3 top of the fifth, we got a 1-2-3 bottom of the fifth. It's 7-6, Tiffin Calvert. We'll step aside, take a timeout. We'll be back. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy, your legacy.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here in Attica, Ohio at Frank Lamoreaux Field. Tigers and Senecas doing battle here as Senecas lead 7-6. Top of the sixth coming up. Gage Sumner still on the mound. He went 1-2-3 in the fifth inning. Made quick work of the Senecas. I think he only threw like 5 pitches.
So I think he must have some plans today or something.
You're right.
He's trying to get out of here.
Yeah, he only threw 5 pitches. 4 of them were strikes.
By far the quickest inning we've had so far today.
Parks threw 4 innings, had 96 pitches thrown, 47 of those for strikes. The book closed on him at 4 innings, 3 hits allowed, 7 runs, 3 of those earned, 6 walks, and 2 strikeouts for Nicholas Parks.
Oh, it looks like the wind got to our camera person, Cam.
Oh, no.
He's got a tilt
Oh,
going
no.
on.
He's got a little tilt.
Everybody's like, what are you guys talking about?
Cam's
This is
a
what I'm
little
talking
lady.
about.
Yeah, Cam's a little lazy right now. He's not doing his job.
He's just slacking. He's leaning on the job. What we got here? Coach talking to the catcher.
Got a little plate visit. That's not a
That's what
mound
I'm saying.
visit.
That's
That's not a mound visit. No, that's just a plate visit. Kind of like me at the buffet.
I don't know. When I get my plate at the buffet, it usually has a mound on it.
Usually, I'm one of those guys that I got 2 plates. That first trip, I got to get 2 plates.
I already know I'm going back, so
That's
what's the
right.
point?
2-0 the count here on Blake Coleman. That went in there for a strike. It's 2-1. Coleman 0 for 1 on the day. He's batting .304 on the season.
Dang.
That one in there. It's 2-2. Right? Yeah, they just haven't updated the scoreboard. It is 2-2. I know that. Coleman swings and hits this one into left, right at the left fielder. He only had to make a couple steps to his right to make that play. So 1 out, top of the sixth, and that'll bring up Vincenzo Lyons. Hits that one to first, and the first baseman will step on first for the second out. Brady Bloom with the put out there.
Say so far, this is looking like a repeat.
Quick. Sumner, 5 up, 5 down. Yeah, and that'll bring up A.J. Shoemaker. Shoemaker, 2 walks and 2 runs scored here today. Patient approach at the plate. He's hitting .348 on the season with a .464 on base percentage. Watches that one in the dirt. And it is now 3-0.
I'd say it's a couple now that have been in the dirt. Like you said, he's real patient with his approach.
Yeah, he's not going to swing at a bad pitch. Those glasses help him see the ball better, so he's like, ah. And that one misses again, so 4 straight. We'll put on Shoemaker, and that's the first base runner issued by Gage Sumner. That'll bring up Connor Moyer.
He's still in a good position here though, to get out of this inning. Still got 2 out.
Moyer is 1 for 3 with a run scored and a stolen base today. That one in the dirt.
Seeing our camera shot here, somebody has the right idea, Nate. They can't see it right this second, but somebody's standing on a little ladder over there. It's what you got to do in the baseball game, man. We learned that one.
That's a nice pitch there from Sumner in there for a strike. One and one the count. 0-1 the count. 1-1. Sorry. Throw down to second. Oh, it was in time, but shortstop unable to field it cleanly. Shoemaker in there safely with his 5th stolen base of the year.
Everybody's lined up perfectly for the shot there.
Yeah.
Then when Austin went to go to second base, it was just like orange, orange, orange. But yeah, you saw the ball kind of bounce out there. Gets away with one there.
There's strike 3 called.
Whew, and that's it.
Moyer goes down looking, and that is the end of the top of the 6th.
Almost seemed like they didn't realize it or nobody believed it happened that fast again.
Well, even the Tigers threw the ball down after the strikeout. He still threw it down to second. 7-6, Tiffin Calvert on top. It's a nail biter here, folks. Tigers coming up here in the bottom of the 6th. Let's take a moment and thank our sponsors. Because without them, we wouldn't be here, folks. That's just how it is. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, National Machinery, Hope and Fostoria, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Vicek Orthodontics, Kuhn Sales and Service, Simonis Detailing, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Feasel's Frame and Collision. All proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Talking with our good friends at Feasel's, jumping on board for a full year sponsorship, Greg. I said, you know, Jeff, you do every single season. You sponsor with us for football, basketball, and baseball, but you do them each individually. And you could save money if you just bundle them all together. Do it all at once. I said, well, why didn't you tell me about that? I said, I sent you an email about it months ago.
he said, man, you know how many emails I get?
It's exactly right, though. That's the thing. You get drowned out sometimes, and I feel like the best way to kind of get your message across, just reach out individually, reach out personally, or just stop in and talk to them, you know?
Yeah, sometimes you really have to do that because it's that personal touch that makes all the difference.
For sure.
Not everybody lives in their emails, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how many times you sent me an email and you're like, you didn't read that email? I'm like, what email?
Well, you've got 3 different emails to send them to, too, so I don't know which one you're going to read.
Basically, the only time I know I get an email from you is when my phone calendar lights up and it's like, oh, you got an invitation to this game. And I'm like, oh, Nate must send an email for that. That's so funny.
Let's see. We got a sub in the game here. Let me make sure I got this young man's name right here.
Sub, they better brought me one, too.
I want one, too. We have 28 is the number here. Do I have a 28 on my roster? Darn it. I don't see one in here. Well, I know his last name is Elkert, and I know his first name starts with an E. So if anybody's out there watching, you can help me out with the first name, that'd be great, because I'd love to get this young man some recognition here. That's what we're all about.
I'm going to guess Eric. I don't know very many E names.
Evan.
Yeah, it could be.
Swing and a miss. Ethan, maybe.
Yeah, but see, how long did it take you to think of another E name?
Stop. That one goes to the backstop. It is 3-2 the count here on Elkert. You just call him the big unit. Swings and hits this one. Second baseman fields it, throws it to first. And that's one out here in the bottom of the sixth.
Now, Nate, you know how I am about my logos with these schools? What's up with this tiger logo that I seen coming up to the baseball field here? It's one I've not seen. It's on the back of the dugout. You can't see it from here. I actually think it's on this flag down here, too. What's up with that tiger?
Where's that one at?
Yeah, I ain't seen that before. It's Elliot. We got a comment here.
Grounded to third. See, I see all the E names, and we missed that one. I'm sorry. My apologies, Elliot Elkert.
That's just, I mean, that just
I'm sitting there
it's kind of
thinking
a fun game to play.
What's a fun game?
Because as soon as I saw the comment, I got excited. I was like, oh, wait, the answer. Two down now.
2 outs, and back to the top of the order as Nicholas Parks steps into the batter's box. Landon King, really, he's settled in, Greggy. Since allowing those inherited runners to score, he just settled in, and he is lights out. Just the one base runner allowed.
I mean, it just continues to show you the knowledge of Coach Coleman, knowing who to put in when. He knew what this kid was capable of.
He knows when to push the buttons and the right buttons to push. Parks fouls that one back.
I tell you, Nate, I'm looking at these orange jerseys roll up close right here in front of us, and man, those things got to be new too.
They pop.
They are crisp.
I mean, we were pulling up here, and that's the first thing I saw as we were pulling up to the field. I'm like, oh, they're wearing orange today.
Uh-oh, look at that.
King fields it cleanly, throws it over to first for the final out. 1, 2, 3, go the Tigers in the bottom of the sixth. It's 7-6 Calvert. We're heading to the seventh inning. Step aside, take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Stop down to Benchwarmers in Tiffin or call it in for delivery. Fresh cut fries, locally sourced ingredients, and phenomenal service. Give the Tiffin store a call at 567-268-9268 and place your delivery order now. Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin. You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome back to Attica, Ohio, here at Frank Lamoreaux Field. Beautiful Seneca East Tigers facilities. Nate Mullins, Greg the Wizard Kinn on the call with you here today, as we have Austin Rodriguez on the main cam. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Seneca's 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up next, as Gage Sumner on the mound for the Tigers, set to work his third inning of work.
You know, Nate, we talked about how nice this place is, and it really is mind-blowing to me that this is the first time I've been here.
Yeah.
And all the games we've covered, I've never actually been here for a baseball game. This is my first time over here, and I'm like, nice little digs over here, keep us out the wind. Nice little facility. Everything's nice and clean. You see a lot of places out on the road, and they don't look like this.
Yeah. It's very well taken care of, and I think a lot of it comes from the foundation that was laid by Frank Lamoreaux years and years ago, decades ago. I mean, this is one of the most iconic men around here as far as Seneca East is concerned. I mean, if you hear the name Frank Lamoreaux, you think of Seneca East Tiger baseball, and that's why the like I said, the foundation was laid a long time ago for what the expectations are for this program. And I think Coach Bowerman has done a great job since taking over of just kind of steadying the ship and just keeping the expectations where they should be.
Having the pride in the program.
Absolutely. Phenomenal baseball program over here.
See, one of the Moyer brothers. Morio. That's so hard to say that.
Moyero.
Hits that one, but can't get down to the first fast enough.
So 1 out. And Charlie Palm at the plate for the Senecas. Palm is 0 for 3 on the day.
You got these comments here from Triple C Outdoors. That sounds like a business. A business that's not sponsoring with us. What's going on here now?
Especially if he knows where I went to school. If you know me and you got a name like Triple C Outdoors, how come you're not sponsoring on this broadcast then, huh?
Sounds like you're trying to get free advertisement. Get out here with your comments. Just kidding.
Joking.
We love the fan interaction.
No, anytime I call a Tigers game, I'm going to get that. There's going to be somebody that's like, hey, I know that guy. Who's he think he is?
Got ourselves a man on base down there.
Ooh, Kidwell fouls that one off his foot. That is going to be...
Ouch.
Take a second to walk that one off.
See, I didn't even see that all the way. I thought he just pulled a Greggy Kinn and just took the wrong step and his knee gave out or something.
Now, typically in this situation, Greg, the umpire will walk the ball out to the pitcher. Mm-hmm. And I think that because the catcher was able to get to it and throw it back out, you didn't get that chance to kind of do the time they needed. Because, when a batter takes a ball off a foot or something.
They usually kind of give him a little bit extra.
They'll give him a little bit of extra time to kind of work through it. Cause
I need to tie my shoe right now.
That's painful. Jacob Kidwell at the plate. Charlie Palm down at first. In there for a strike.
Ooh.
And it is 0-2 on Kidwell.
Kind of froze him up on that one. He kind of stood there for a minute like, for real? Ooh.
And that one misses. Good pitch, but just off the mark.
I say it looked it coming in.
That
he's
one
off.
in the dirt, and
He's taking off.
Palm took off for second right away.
Time. Yeah, that was a good timing. That worked out perfectly. Didn't even have to worry about it that much.
Yeah. So a runner at second base with 1 out. 2-2 count here on Jacob Kidwell. Top of the 7th. Gage Sumner comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, skied up in the air. Right at the shortstop, comes over to make the play.
With his cool sunglasses on, making it look super cool.
Super cool.
Yeah, had the sunglasses on, made that look extra cool as he got underneath it. Like he wasn't even trying. So easy.
Well, if you remember, Nicholas Parks has a little bit of swagger to him, Greg. You remember the little interviews that Connor did before football season? And
see, I never really got the.
He's a man of few words.
I never got the baseball sunglasses, but they were fitting there. They made him look slick.
And the runner thought he was going to get caught in a rundown, but pitcher throws to second instead of third, and Palm scampers his way over to third base.
See, that's why you need your pads.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, where's my scamper button? Skedaddle.
Palm doing a great job here, just moved himself from first to third. Scoring position now. Still only one. Oh, no, we got 2 outs.
2 down.
Yep.
Cohen Stull at the plate. That one fielded by the third baseman. Throws it over to first for the final out here in the top of the 7th. So, Tigers come to the plate. Bottom of 7th, down by 1.
See, you got to put up, or the Seneca's got to shut you up and get out of here with this one.
This is final chance here for the Tigers to make something happen.
They have not led this entire game.
That's right. That's a good point, Greg. It's been tied, but they never had a chance to lead it.
Like I said, Calvert had that 4-run lead at one point, kind of cruised on that for a minute, thought things were looking good, and Tiger said, no, you're not getting out of here. You're not getting out of here that easy. This is Tiger Nation out here, man.
Oh, Dustin. Of course I knew it would be you. That's a good buddy of mine. He's a good guy.
Triple C Outdoors, a guy named Dustin. What's all the C stand for?
I think it might be, well, I know Colton is one of his boys. That's one of the boys that plays here on the team, and his name starts with a C, so maybe he's got two
Taking
more
after the old
kids.
B&E.
Yeah, I was gonna maybe he's got two more kids that start with C. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing there.
Speaking of B&E, I saw that he got
Did you
himself a
see
new
his
trailer.
truck? Oh, man. Barbecue food trailer.
Hey, listen, you need to get back on board with sponsoring with us, man, even if it's just in exchange for some good old barbecue. We'll definitely give you community shout-outs for some barbecue.
Oh,
It's that time, Nate.
it is. It really is. It's any time for barbecue. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, but I mean, just the being outdoors just makes you feel like it's time to cook up some meat. Or,
Oh, yeah.
I know Tommy actually was up late last night. Said he was, I think he was smoking a pork butt or something like that for like Brooks' cousin or something like that. Said he was going to be up for a few hours, so we was chatting away for a while I was working.
I like Tommy's smoker. Ooh. First pitch fouled at the plate.
Barely. That one just kind of rolled right out there.
Gunnar Polacek at the plate.
And you gotta love moments like this. Like this is what the game comes down to. This is why
Absolutely.
you play the game, you know.
Yep. Polacek 1 for 3 today with a stolen base. It's this one to the shortstop. Gloves. Throws to first. And got him.
Good.
Close play.
Yeah,
that was
it
a
was.
bang
Yep.
play at first.
It's a heck of an effort there to just bolt down to first, but yeah.
That was a big-time play by Charlie Palm coming up,
Yeah.
and he charged that one. He didn't let it come back. He didn't wait back on it. He charged in on it to make that play because he knew the speedy guy out of the box, you got to be quick.
You can't wait back on that one because, as you saw right there, 1 second makes all the difference.
Polacek, 6 stolen bases on the year. That's a guy you got to keep your eye on. There's a quick grounder to third. Ritzler up with it, throws it to first.
Oh, he got it, I think.
Got it.
Yeah. Nice job there.
Boy, the infield today for the Senecas doing a great job.
Yeah, great job getting that all the way across there. Great job on first base, stretching out, getting down. Not letting that opportunity go past you because you don't want to miss that throw.
So Tigers down to their final out here. Brady Bloom at the plate, first baseman. Bloom is 0 for 2 on the day today. He does have a run scored and a walk.
Listen, you're not that far away from the plate. Just be quiet a little bit, okay? I mean, and messing with the kid's head over there. I don't want to be up to bat and hear somebody say, hey, 0 for 2 today. Like, shut up.
Hey, he does have a walk and a run scored, though.
Nah, you're not that close. That's what
Swing and a miss.
That's it.
Ball game.
Set him
Landon
down.
King comes in and shuts down the Tigers. 3 innings of shutout baseball. And I tell you what, Greg, that was a hard-fought win for the Senecas right there. These Tigers gave them everything they wanted and then some. What a ball game here today. Senecas come away with a win, 7-6 over the Tigers. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout, but don't go anywhere, folks. We got the postgame show coming up next, brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. That's right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. At UIS Insurance and Investments, we're committed to protecting what matters most. That's why we partner with Auto Owners Insurance, offering reliable coverage and personalized service from people you can trust. UIS and Auto Owners Insurance, working together to keep you covered no matter what life throws your way. At Vicek Orthodontics, they're all about creating confident, healthy smiles for every age. Dr. Vicek and the team use the latest techniques to make your orthodontic journey comfortable and effective. Discover the difference of personalized care and a smile you'll be proud to show off. Schedule your consultation with Vicek Orthodontics today. You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Stop down to Benchwarmers in Tiffin or call it in for delivery. Fresh cut fries, locally sourced ingredients, and phenomenal service. Give the Tiffin store a call at 567-268-9268 and place your delivery order now. Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin. You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
What's up, Cleveland? How about them Brownies, huh? Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Let's go.
Tune in tomorrow night at 8 for the Dog Pound Press Box on Heart of Ohio Sports. Join the crew as Tommy, Greg, Javelle, and I talk about the tumultuous Browns offseason up to this point and give you our perspectives on what we think the Browns might be doing heading into the 2025 NFL Draft. Each of us will be doing our own mock draft during the show. Tune in tomorrow night at 8 for the Dog Pound Press Box right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
And we're back here at Seneca East Tigers Field, Frank Lamoreaux Field to be exact, here at Attica, Ohio. 7-6, your final score, Tiffin Calvert over Seneca East. Seneca's moved to 5-2. Tigers fall to 4-3 on the season. And I tell you what, Greg, this was, from start to finish, this was an exciting game. I mean, Seneca's jumped out to an early 2-0 lead, but then Tigers came back, tied it up in the second inning. Seneca stormed back in the third with 4 runs. Tigers stormed back in the fifth inning, the fourth inning, with a couple more runs of their own. Now, it got to a 1-run ball game, 7-6. You know, it was 7-4 actually when Landon King came into this game, and he allowed those 2 runners that were on to score, but from that point forward, Greg, a one-run ball game. And this young man came in and just shut down this Tigers lineup.
Yeah, you got to think that a not fresh arm definitely would have allowed more than those 2 runners to score to finish out this game. I think that he definitely made a huge difference coming in. And even with the 2 runs scored, closing things down after that, shutting down this potent Tigers team who was hanging in there the whole time. They were clawing away at it for sure.
12 batters faced, 11 outs recorded for young man Landon King. Cohen Stahl got the start. He gets the win. He allowed 5 earned runs, 6 runs total. Just 5 of those were earned, though. Stahl came out and really, he had some good stuff starting out. I mean, that first inning, 1, 2, 3 went right through him. He had a little bit of a stumbling in the second inning, but, you know, they got out of it with that double play ball. His defense did him some favors today. You know, I really think with everything that, you know, you talk about, obviously, this is a very tough place to play. This Tigers team, a very tough team, and they put the ball in play a lot. There was a lot of fielding opportunities out here today, and that defense for Tiffin Calvert did an outstanding job. I think that's one thing that I'll take away from this is, you know, with how many times the ball was put in play, just 1 error on the day for these Senecas, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
The Seneca East Tigers, we mentioned in Keys to the Game, brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering, that, you know, they had to try to limit mistakes 3 errors today, Greg, and I think that's kind of the story of the game. Is just too many times it passed balls, too many opportunities just kind of slipped through their hands. They were there. They were right there when they needed it, but they couldn't come through with the big hits, couldn't get those big hits at the end when they needed them to come away with a win. But I'll tell you, there's nothing to hang your head about if you're a Seneca East Tiger. You come away with this thinking you can play with anybody.
Well, absolutely. You said, we're early in the season. You want the tough test early to get yourself figure out where you're at, and I think these Tigers are doing just fine, Nate.
Absolutely. So once again, big win for Tiffin Calvert. They moved to 5-2 on the season, and Seneca East falls to 4-3. Let's talk about our player of the game, brought to you by Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. What we'll do during baseball, we typically, because the players are kind of hard to round up and get them over here for an interview, what we typically try to do is we'll do an interview recorded after the game. I'll go find the young man, we'll do an interview, and then we'll post that later, most likely before Monday's game. But our Benchwarmers player of the game today, Greg, I think it's really hard for me not to give it to anybody but Landon King.
Yeah, there was a lot of great effort from a lot of players. As usual, every time we cover a Calvert baseball game, it's hard to pick anybody because this team is just so well-rounded with so much talent. But, yeah, Nate, when you talk about just the moments that make a difference, like you said, coming in late there and being able to just give up them 2 runs and then after that say, all right, that's it. And that did make all the difference when you got a 1-run game to be able to lock it down and lock it out through the 7th and end this one and get out of here.
3 2/3 innings pitched, no runs allowed, just 1 hit and a strikeout for Landon King. He is our player of the game, brought to you by Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Folks, call in your order now. Place your order for delivery and make sure you tell them Heart of Ohio Sports sent you. I highly recommend that pretzel bacon burger. If you like pretzel buns and you like bacon and you like burgers and you like cheese, that's the way to go. So once again, our Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery player of the game, Landon King. And Greg, I think that's pretty much going to do it for us here today. You got any final thoughts?
First game back for the season. Another great game. I just feel like every time we start to get a season off, especially with Calvert, they're going to give us a great game to watch. Excited to be back on the call with you. Excited to be back into the mix of some sports. We had a little break, if you want to call it that, between basketball and now, but just hoping it warms up a little bit more and we can get some more great games like this. I love these 1-score games going into the 7th. That's good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, once again, that's going to do it for us here today. I want to thank Austin Rodriguez for doing a phenomenal job on the camera here today, and also Greg Kinn for putting everything together, making us look good, making those graphics look so crispy. Once again, we can't do what we do without him. So the Wizard he has that title for a reason, folks. But also, don't forget, tomorrow night we've got more content for you, more entertainment. There you go. As we'll bring you the Dog Pound Press Box Draft Preview Edition right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'll post that right around 8 o'clock, so make sure you tune in to our Facebook and YouTube pages, as we'll post those on both places. And take a look for that. Keep your eye out for that. It was a fun time recording that last night. We did a great – I think we did a great job on it, and I'm excited for everybody out there to get a chance to – view.
We all walked away with smiles on our faces saying we had a good time last night. So.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, even with these being recorded, I think in situations where, tomorrow night, like we're going to play it around 8 or whatever, maybe one of us will be around, and if you guys have comments and stuff, you can live comment about it.
Yeah.
We'll still answer you even though the video is not live.
Right. But, once again, don't forget tomorrow night, Dog Pound Press Box, 8 o'clock for that one. And then on Monday, we'll back at it with more high school baseball as Tiffin Calvert takes on New Regal. That one's live from Blue Jackets Field. We'll be over there for that one, once again, here on Heart of Ohio Sports. But for us today, that's going to do it. 7-6 is your final score. Tiffin Calvert over Seneca East. For Austin Rodriguez and Greg Kinn, I'm Nate Mullins, signing off from Frank Lamoreaux Field here in Attica, Ohio. Thanks for tuning in on Heart of Ohio Sports.